Eric Zane Show Podcast, the daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. Hello to you all. For many of you, you're working today, and you're kind of getting in that mode for the people that will be coming to your home as you celebrate Thanksgiving. And that's good. A word of advice from a wise, old, decrepit man. That would be me. If you're planning on doing something new with the turkey, like let's say you're one of these guys that says, I'm gonna smoke it this year. I'm gonna smoke the bird. Have backup bird. If this is the first time you've done it, have your backup bird. Actually make a second bird. Okay, because you got no wiggle room at that point. If it comes out fucked, and it might, sometimes that shit's tricky if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You don't want to have everybody all pissed off and hating you because of your shit smoke bird. All right? I've never smoked a bird. But I'm sure if I had the skill and the preparation, if I did it, it would be perfect because everything I touch in the kitchen turns to gold. All right, meticulous. So, in fact, if I was smoking a bird, I would not have backup bird because if I'm doing it, it's going to be perfect. All right. What about if you're a deep fry bird guy? Some of you like that deal, or maybe you're trying it for the first time. Let's start with the basics. Make sure that wherever you're actually frying the bird is outdoors and on cement. Don't do it on your deck, idiot. And make sure when you lower the bird in, you do it slow. You know, the ice particles and the water on the bird have a tendency to, explode when it hits the oil. Have your thermometer ready to make sure that your stupid bird is done so that you don't kill your freaking guests. And for the love of God, brine your bird. That's right. Put it in right now. Put it in a gigantic pot of salt water. Now, it isn't as simple as just that. Look it up. The internet is your friend. Look up about brining the bird. It seasons it perfectly, and it's not at all dry when you cook it. It makes it so, it is absolutely a game changer. If you've ever gone to someone's house and they serve the turkey, and you can just see it's as dry as a bone, like when they're cutting it. Like sometimes people use those electric knives when they're cutting it, and you can see like little bits of white turkey shit just falling off of it, and you can tell it's as dry as drywall just by looking at it. That's because whoever made the bird did not brine the bird. This is something that has to happen. I started brining birds a few years ago, and I've talked about it every year since. If you don't brine the bird, you're an asshole, and you're going to make shitty food. For your old pal Eric Zane, it's Eric, Diana, Madison's boyfriend Ash, and the NFK driving across the great state of Michigan to go be with my dad for his 88th Thanksgiving. I take it back. It's at Charity Scam Mike's house with my stepsister / sister Elizabeth and their 2 kids, Chloe, Sophia. My dad, Joanne. So there's 11 of us as far as I know, maybe more. The idea is get there, eat, get home, probably 9, 10 o'clock at night. Podcast Friday. Yeah, I no day off. I won't podcast a new show on Thanksgiving. I do have a Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast ready to go. And, okay, what did I write down for not the best of the Eric Zane Show podcast? What segments are we going to do? All right. On tomorrow's not the best of the Eric Zane Show podcast, I am going with, let's see, my first podcast after being fired from WBBL. My first 25 minutes of that podcast. I called it Episode 001, A New Hope. Star Wars nod right there. So tomorrow, well, yeah, the 24th at midnight, that will drop, as the kids say. Not the best of the Eric Zane Show podcast, Thanksgiving extravaganza. Now, whenever I say something extravaganza, that means it's not anything extravagant at all. Segment 1, my first podcast after my firing from WBBL. So I sat down here and I spoke for about 25 minutes. I told the story of getting shit canned by BBL, which a lot of you have already heard before, but this is 2 days after it happened. And I sat here burping on the mic, drinking NAs on Sunday, January 6th, in my unfinished room and with my garbage equipment. When you listen to that, you'll hear various like audio burps and chirps that like, wait, what just happened there? It's because I didn't have anything really secured in terms of how I wanted the show to sound. But I was able to, I managed to record it. And I had a cell phone in front of me doing it on Facebook Live. And there you go. That was the start of this. And nothing's really changed since then. I have a segment called Some Story where I told a 10-year-old to quit crying at a 5K road race. I have another moment where I hurt myself. I have my description of the brawl at the world-famous Juicy Seafood Kickin' Crab. A segment titled The Time I Made Diana Think She Was About to Die, like going to die, like cancer. And while limo driving, I witnessed something that looked like a scene from the movie World War Z. It's a 1 hour and 37-minute show for tomorrow as you do your thing with your Thanksgiving preparations. Now, if you're hosting, that's serious stress. If you are hosting a Thanksgiving bash, that is some real heat. Because not only are you making the food and entertaining, but the house has to be clean and no one wants to help you. And, you know, it's just fucked. It's just a shit show. If you have to choose, abandon all cleaning. Maybe get the actual feces streaks out of the toilet. But for the love of God, do not get bogged down by that. Focus on the food. Okay? The second you get, one thing at a time, the second you get distracted, something gets burnt, something gets fucked up. Avoid all that. If these sons of bitches in the house do not want to help, okay? If they're busy screwing around, sleeping in, not helping you, okay? Be ready to throw them under the bus to your guests. And warn them. Say, look, we're going to need to work as a group here, or else everything's going to be a disaster. And I am focusing on the food. So you have to, kid number 1, you clean that bathroom and your bedroom. Kid number 2, you clean that bed, all that shit. Husband, fucking get to it. You ever go to someone's house and it's so clean, you're like, there's no way you did all of this today. And it drives me crazy. Like I visit my buddy Jimmy and his house is spectacularly clean. I'm like, how do you do this? I don't know. I mean, my God. Everywhere I go in my house, it's a catastrophe. I've talked about this before. Trash it, clean it. trash it, clean it. There is no clean as I go. I mean, everywhere you look in this house. Now, what you see right now on this camera, I've made this very, very clear. A lot of times you'll see me on this show, and this is what you'll see. All this shit within the view of the camera. And then I immediately grab it and move it so that you can't see it. It's a trick. But just so you know, there's shit everywhere here. Random. The most random. And I'd like to go over that with you right now. This is all within my reach. This is a check from the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. This is a check I wrote to me. Glasses, hat, light bulbs. Fucking light bulbs. Dirty towel. This right here is one of those things that you put on a gas can. So, you know, it's a little screw-on thing that goes on the spout where the gas comes out. You put this thing on there so that the fumes don't leave when you're transporting the gasoline. Why the fuck would this be here? A set of Barbie headphones, which go on Mother Mary over there. Some of you may or may not know what the fuck that is. Checkbook number 1. Checkbook number 2. Old-ass Powerball ticket. Coins. Numerous pens. Of course, a dry erase marker. Busted iPad keyboard. More trivia cards. And bottle cap from Coors Edge, which is a pretty good non-alcoholic beer. I kind of like that Coors Edge shit. I think it might be better than Busch NA. This Jack notebook with all sorts of shit in it. Oh, my God. Just scribble scrabble everywhere. And this is wash, rinse, repeat. The whole house. The whole house. You should see my garage. Oh, my God. It is so fucking embarrassing. In fact, the day that I almost sawed my foot off with the chainsaw, it's still out. Like it's laying right in the garage, on the floor of the garage. The room stinks like too much dirty dog. Oh. Kent brings up a great point. He says, this is like what's in Hot Wings' wallet. No, that's true. That is absolutely true. I just hope it's not as boring. Poor guy. Eric doesn't return items loaned to him. Now we see why. What did you loan me? Who are you? I was going to say, who is that? Or who is you? KG_0915. Eric doesn't return items loaned to him. Now we see why. Well, look, let me just tell you. That is true. That is absolutely true. Case in point, just the other day. I think it was yesterday. Yes, yesterday. I get a phone call from our dear friend Janine, who, when all of the, Kendall, ha, 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 yes, Kendall. Kendall, all right, let me back up. Kendall loaned me when you go running, you have a belt with those water bottles in it. And so if you let me borrow it, it goes into the abyss. And there's a good chance you won't get it back. And I did that to him. And then one day his kids his kids are school-age kids. They want to start going and getting some exercise. And it was like 104 degrees out. And they go, hey, Dad, do you have a water belt that we can? And he goes, yeah, oh, no, Uncle Eric took it. Oh, fucking shit. Oh, my God. No, that's absolutely true. I took your shit. I should probably buy you another one. I still have the one. But you're absolutely right. When all of the bridesmaids came over to spend the night here on the day before the wedding, we had in the basement all these inflatable beds, okay? And so we had borrowed them from a couple of people. This one sweet lady, Janine, who was at the wedding with her husband, Kirk. And so, like, here we are now 3-4 days later, and they're all still, like, inflated and downstairs. I haven't even been down there. She says, hey, calls me. We're getting set to travel to go visit family, and we're going to need some our inflatable beds back. Can we come get them? Can we come to your house and take the air out and put them back into the bags and can we take them from you? And I'm like, yes, I am going to do all of that. I will bring them to you. Are you sure? I'm like, yes, I'm sure. I feel like such a cock. Shit. So did that, wrapped them up neatly. Had we not gotten that phone call, they would have been in the basement until Madison got married. And I would have said, there you go, you and your bridesmaids. It's all set up for you. It's perfect. Chris, apparently a spirit animal, says he said more than once, now this is exactly how I live. I leave shit wherever I last used it. And then when it comes to finding something, oh, fuck. If I need a screwdriver, I'm like, where would a screwdriver be? There's no way it's in the toolbox. It's probably in the bathroom. So terrible. Really bad habit. I was going somewhere with this. Where was it? Oh, shit. It's going to be like this today. I'm just going to let you know that at 3 minutes prior to the start of this show, I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? So I have it. It's just kind of slapped together. I should remind you that Dear Meathead, that's the one thing I do have going, is happening in 37 minutes with my beloved dad. Send a question, eric@ericzaneshow.com on the Shoreliners striping inbox. All right. Yesterday on the Patreon bonus podcast, first of all, let me just tell you that one of the audience members has developed a terrific impression of Trump. And I shared this for the last 2 days on the Patreon. And so I did it on the first day, and like 2 days ago. In fact, I'm going to share that with you now. And I'm going somewhere with this, and if you've heard it on the Patreon, well, now we're going to introduce this to everyone else.
Eric Zane, this is President Trump leaving you a voicemail. I've got so many people that are calling me up and they're saying things, they're telling me things. So many people, Eric, you know. They're telling me that you're in your little dinky podcast above your little garage, slandering the great patriots from the Boomer Bunker Show. They say that Boomer Bob and John Domingo are tremendous hosts, and their audience is full of true American swingers and great patriots. Patriots Need I remind you that have helped uncover wonderful evidence that shows Biden stole the election and the Dominion voting machines in Michigan, all fraudulent. Now these patriots are working with my great pal, Mike Lindell, and they're going to expose you for the fraud you are. And we'll all soon see how you're linked into all this. I understand you've been getting a lot of legal letters. Such a big fraud you are, Eric. Big Fraud Zane, they call you. We're watching so very closely.
Okay, so Big Fraud Zane. And let me just say, without hyperbole, that is the best impression of Trump I've ever heard. And I've heard a lot. From the emphasis to the repeating of the phrases and the silly words that he uses. It's great. So I did that, and right away people were like, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? And then I had another voicemail left. All right, and I'm going to play that one too. So yesterday I said, oh, hey, look it. Former president left another voicemail.
Big Fraud Zane is your pal, President Trump calling. I told you we'd be watching closely. And people are telling me. Anonymous informants even, like a guy named Kenny. If you can believe this, apparently you played my voicemail on your little show to your disgusting little followers. And you know, I'm pretty used to it. You gotta give me credit for that. No one in American history has been more hunted than me. I'm a victim, really. And you know, I was just a phone call away from calling America's mayor and having him draft a letter about playing my voicemails without my permission on your show. But then I thought, maybe we're not so different, you and I. Maybe we're not. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but maybe we're not so different. Someone tells me the other day, if you can believe this, apparently I'm the most impeached president in American history. Crazy to think about. You know, I think they should investigate all the old presidents. You gotta wonder, what was Taft up to? I imagine he took quite a few documents when he left. He was a big guy Taft. Did you know, Eric, they raided my beautiful house in Florida. My beautiful estate here, really America's estate. And meanwhile, George Bush and Dirty Obama, what kind of things did they take? I think they took things. I think we all know they took things. And really, you and I aren't all that different. I understand you took things from your old show. I think you have an understanding about these things. Now, you kind of got a taste for what it's like to be hunted after your recent letter. You know, I think maybe we could do some great things together if you think about it. I've got a presidential run ahead of me, and, well, just think about it. We could really use someone like a Big Fraud Zane. I mean, we already both agree that Tudor Dixon was pretty hot. What a shame. What a shame what happened up there in Michigan.
Ben says if this dude is riffing, that's pretty impressive. Yes, that is all stream of consciousness. And what my point was it's one thing to come up with a couple of words of Trump, you know, to impress and, do an impression that actually sounds like him. But there you have sustained sentences. This is a rant in character and staying that way for extended time is not easy work. That is a rare thing. So right away, the gears are going in my head. Boy, what can I do with this? Well, this is going to have to lead to me doing something a little further down the road. With playing those clips, I'll let you in a little bit as to what's going on behind my brain, or in my brain. I'm establishing the segments for what I want to do in the future. And I haven't quite figured out what, but I do have some things in my brain that I'm kind of leaving it alone right now, but letting it percolate. But so yesterday I played clip number 2, and our beloved Kenny immediately outs who's doing it. Now, I had never said who's doing the voice. It's a member of the audience. And Kenny says, hey, so-and-so, don't wreck it, or don't let it get old, something like that. And I'm like, so I didn't say anything during the show. I didn't deride him or let him have it or scream at him or yell at him. And I've made it a point not to scream at him or yell at him because I don't want to upset him or make him, or hurt his feelings or any of that shit. I'm trying not to do that. Last time I like I said, I always feel bad when I do that. So I didn't want to fucking blow him up. So I wrote, Dear Kenny, I'm trying to establish some type of theater of the mind with the Trump impression. And I wouldn't even have read this had it not gone the way I'm about to tell you that it went. I said, avoid naming names as to who you think it is, please. And then in a silly way, I wrote, please limit your response to no more than 4 words, because he always writes me a book. His response was, you had people yesterday saying it was so-and-so. Now, I didn't know that. I had no idea that anyone said it was, but I'm just telling him what I saw. So I guess other people, but again, I didn't know that. I just thought it was him, and he's announcing it, and he's saying, yeah, don't wreck it. It's like, just shh. Think. Take it easy. No big deal. Just lay low a little. Linda says, I assumed it was the same person Kenny did, but I didn't say it. Why? Why didn't you say it? Did you think? Did you consider perhaps there was something going on? Maybe I was up to something? You had people say yesterday it was so-and-so. And I wrote, see previous text about number of words. And he wrote this. Don't worry. You won't see any more words from me. Don't worry. You won't see any more words from me. And I'm like, oh my God. Why can't we just have a big boy conversation? What? Chris says, I told him on the chat, Eric is obviously having fun with this. I'm not going to spoil it. Now, look, whoever, I can't see it. Oh, Nate Bull writes, thank God. Now, come on. What the fuck? Don't say that about him. Amanda's back. She writes, Kenny's turning into me with the 6-month ban. Aram says, I guess Kenny chose the Zaniacs. Now, I didn't go out of my way to upset him. Come on. Are you serious? Don't worry. You won't see any more words from me. That's ridiculous. Oh, come on, man. Are you serious? Do I have to walk on eggshells? Come on, buddy.
Hello.
Hey, what in the world is going on over there?
What is going on? Well, I just woke up. I got the day off. Some coffee.
Okay, well, what I meant was, it seems like you were visibly upset yesterday when you said, don't worry, you won't see any more words from me. What is going on?
What do you want me to say, dude?
Well, I didn't insult you or attack you. I just said, hey, if you could keep that on the down low, that'd be great.
Okay, but it's me. And the fact that other people mentioned
I didn't know
who that was.
I did not know that. I have no idea who did that, Kenny. I didn't see it.
Well, I don't know that. I don't know that you didn't see it. But the day before, I was in the chat and I was constantly asking on the Patreon chat, who is this? We must know. Who is it? I had no clue.
No. That's totally fine. But that's if my
Wait a minute.
No. You wait a minute. If I had known someone else was saying it, I would have. I don't know anyone else who did that. I can only reach out to the people that I know said something, and I just politely asked you. I said, please, twice. I said, please don't do that. That's it. That's all I said.
Twice? No, you didn't.
I read what I said. I said, please on it. I said, please don't reveal who that is. I'm establishing theater of the mind. It was no big deal.
Okay.
I didn't attack you. I didn't call you a terrible name.
Okay, I got you. I hear you. But I didn't know that you didn't see the other people saying it. So,
well, Kenny,
I know now, but when I read that, I was like, wow, because it's me. That's how it feels. So whatever.
Kenny, what part of what I wrote was inflammatory? I went into that intentionally knowing that you're
not. Dude, I'm not saying any of it was inflammatory.
Okay, so what's the big deal?
Damn. What I'm saying is that the previous day, I had no clue. 2 other people mentioned it. I don't know that you didn't see those comments because you told me a while ago, if you remember, you see all the comments. You see everything. Do you remember telling me that?
Well, okay, I see them. I don't read all of them. I mean, they pop up in front of me.
Well, that's my point, though, is I don't know that you didn't see that other people did it.
Dude, look, I
had no clue who it was.
Kenny, I have no problem with you. I just asked politely, would you please not mention who's doing the Trump impression? And now that's it.
I got you. But, it's all good. Like, we've had too much drama in the past, and, I'm sure people are sick of it. Like, Nutbowl, whatever.
Nate. Who cares about Nate? He's a fucking asshole.
I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, guy. I don't either. Fuck that guy.
You know what's funny is we used to be friends, and he even ordered a T-shirt of yours with my fucking name on the back.
Yeah,
for himself.
Kenny, come on, man.
And then look, he started hanging out with Dean, and then he started hating me. Whatever, fuck that piece of shit.
Who? Nate?
Yeah,
I agree.
Hanging out with Dean, and then he started hating me.
Hey, Nate can suck our dicks.
No, I don't want him anywhere near mine.
Well, I want him to suck my dick. That's what you tell him. Say, Nate, that's it. Dick, suck it.
But look, if you want to know, and if anybody honestly gives a shit, there's something that's been on my mind, and I don't know if this is the place for it. I don't know if we should discuss it offline, but honestly, dude, you know that I have a lot of love for you.
Of course.
I always have. And you giving the kidney and all that, dude,
dude,
I got a lot of respect for you.
You
man.
are my guy. You are my guy. I know where this is going.
No, I don't know if you do, because I don't feel like I'm your friend. I feel like I'm your content.
Well, you're both.
And I don't feel like I'm your friend anymore, man. I feel like I'm just content. So
you're both, Kenny. I'm telling you that.
Well, I'm telling you how I feel. And people can talk all the shit in the comments that they want, but that's honestly how I feel. So
all right. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Hopefully you'll come back around to feeling a little bit more positive. But I just didn't want anybody to mention all I wanted was no one to mention the name of the Trump person.
And I get that. I totally understand that
awesome.
Now.
Perfect. Thank you.
But 2 people already had, so I was like, why did they get fussed at? You know what I mean?
All right, but now that I've cleared that up, you can forget that because I told you I didn't know that. So now we can just let all that go.
Right. It's all right.
I don't think it is, but I'm just telling you that was the dynamic. I didn't want you to get the impression that it was it's okay for everybody else to say it, but it's not okay for Kenny to say it. That would not be the case.
Okay, well, that's what I was feeling like yesterday.
I got it. Well,
I understand you today.
Yep. So now it's okay, right?
Right.
I hope so.
It's all good.
Look, yeah. Hey, dude, nothing but love. Nothing but love, and you can believe it or not. I mean, it's okay. I don't want you upset.
Well, I'm just kind of bummed because of what I just said. I mean, that's the overlying thing or the underlying, what's wrong with me today?
I hear
I'm not
you.
awake.
I know it. You don't feel the love. You feel like you're just content.
Yeah.
I understand it, and I'm going to be more cognizant of that because I don't want you to feel that way.
That's all right, man. I mean, if people love me or hate me as part of your show, it's still like if I'm involved and it makes people get them riled up because I say stupid shit or whatever. I mean, in the end, it's all good.
Well,
but, you know, it's
look,
still kind of...
Hey, I understand you getting upset about all of this. I understand why you feel the way you do. I hear you. I don't want you upset. You know? I really don't. I really don't. So that's why I'm telling you that I love you and everything's going to be okay.
Well, I appreciate it, man. You know I love you too, even though you're an asshole most of the time.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So I want you to shed all that negativity, and then I'll be more cognizant of that so that you don't feel that way. That's my goal.
All right. Well, my goal honestly was to just, if I listen, I listen. If I don't, I don't. But I was going to shut the fuck up.
Hey, I don't want that. I don't want that.
Well,
Cole,
I kind of feel like I need to do that right now.
Well, you know what? You do you. You do you. I'm not going to get in the way of that, but I just wanted to clarify that I had no intent of hurting you when I asked you to quit saying the name of the Trump character.
Well, no, I believe you there. I don't think you're trying to hurt me. It's just kind of like, I was like, did he not see them other people? What the fuck?
That was, I know it. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. So there you go. I just wanted that to be cleared up. Cole is suggesting that as soon as I hang up with you, to give you 600 seconds.
Oh, that's okay. Can you find me?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I changed my username to go back to more like my gaming stuff because I participate in other Twitch channels. So.
Well, no, I don't know. I don't know which one you are. Well, okay. You take care, and I hope we are in a better spot, and as time progresses, you will feel more comfortable.
Well, yeah, it's all good, man. I understand you now, and I appreciate it.
All right. Okay, all right. I'll talk to you.
Love you, brother.
Okay, let me do. Thank you. Bye. All right. Yeah, he was upset. He was upset. And fucking Nate over there, you filthy cocksucker, what the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus. I think he's going to tell you, Nate, to suck Kate's dick. That's where I think this is going, because that's Kenny's big one. If he has to drop the hammer, it's going to be on telling you to go suck someone's dick. And I tell you what, you don't want to be on the receiving end of a Kenny motherfucking. If Kenny motherfucks you, ugh. All right. Florida Man 814 says, that made me kind of sad. Kenny is loved by us. And I'm glad you say that, Florida Man 814. We have fun, but we love him, and we genuinely root for him in life. Amanda, not so much. She writes, so stupid. Chris agrees with Florida Man. I agree with Florida Man. I do not agree with Amanda, who, as now the spotlight is on her, for saying so stupid. Look at Brandis says, we love Kenny. Ryan agrees with Florida Man 814. Ben says, without Kenny, I would have never known about banana worms. See? Amanda clarifies, so stupid talking about the situation. Oh, bullshit. That's human interaction coming out on the show. That is something that was festering, and it needed to be taken care of. Chris writes, Amanda and Nutbull, the new power couple? Kyle Ryan says, everyone loves Kenny. Megan says, Kenny, love for life. Jesse says, I don't think I bust your balls ever, Kenny, but if I do, I'm 0% serious. Oh, my God, look at this. And then he adds, hashtag Team Kenny. All right. So and from me, I feel bad that he thought that, you only use me to make fun of me and you don't, no, come on now. That is not true. I love you forever, as I do everyone. For the most part. Kind of. Sort of. Okay. So we got several people on here on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and I must kick you all out. You must go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live if you want to watch the rest of the show. You can also download the audio wherever you download podcasts. Just search Eric Zane Show. And if you ever want to send me an email, reach out on the Shoreliner Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Thank you.